Hey guys, it's Thomas here to share with you 3 of the best tips out there to getting abs. You're probably wondering what this tag on my shirt is all about. It's not because I forgot to take it off, it's because I want to show you how much I paid for it. This shirt only cost me about $8. I left it on for a specific purpose. It reminds us that when you're fit, you can feel good in just about anything, even in a cheap $8 shirt like this. Now, the 3 tips I'm going to show you have nothing to do with working out for hours in the gym or for going on any kind of restricted diet of no carbs or no fats or anything crazy, and certainly not a magical weight loss pill. Now, if you're like me, I'm a visual learner, so instead of just hearing about these tips, I've actually gone ahead and posted another video actually breaking down and demonstrating these tips firsthand and how they work. You can see this video by clicking on the link below or heading on over to SixPackAbs.com right now. Let's get on to tip number 1. It's simple. Start intermittent fasting. You see, when we think of getting on a diet plan, the first thing we usually think of happening is removing or drastically reducing certain foods. What doesn't happen is addressing when you should be eating those foods or how you should be timing them properly. So if you stick to the standard schedule of eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, with maybe a snack or 2 in between meals, what happens is that you don't give your body a chance to mobilize the fat to burn, but instead, you have your body working hard to digest and get through the food that you just ate first. This is a huge mistake that tons of guys out there make when they're trying to get their abs to show. You wouldn't pour cement on top of where the big red X to treasure is before you start digging, so why would you do that to your abs? You see, intermittent fasting by definition is an eating pattern where you cycle between periods of eating and fasting. Intermittent fasting purposely sets a time for when you go without eating and then reserves consuming food for what's known as an eating window. Now, this isn't just outright starving yourself or going days without eating. In fact, in that video I posted, I go over the tips and tricks of going through a fasting window and what you can actually take in and not jeopardize breaking a fast. And that brings me to my next tip, tip number 2, which is implementing time under tension training. Here's the thing. We'd love to believe that doing crunches and sit-ups is all that it takes to get six-pack abs. But do you know how many crunches you'd actually have to do to burn off just a single pound of belly fat? 200? 1,000? 5,000? Nope. It literally takes 22,000 crunches to roughly burn off 1 pound of body fat. Good luck trying to fit that into your week. Obviously, we all don't have time to squeeze in 22,000 crunches into a week, or even a month for that matter. So what I found that was 10 times more efficient and effective for losing weight and getting abs is time under tension training. You see, time under tension involves focusing on the amount of time that your muscles are under load or working during an exercise versus the actual time that you set out to train. So doing isolation movements like you find in typical bodybuilding workout routines ends up taking forever and commits you to working out 4 to 5 days per week for hours at a time in order to hit all of your muscle groups, and nobody has real time for that. But with time under tension training, you not only save time, but you kickstart the muscle building process better than ever before. In a study that was published in the Journal of Physiology, scientists took the leg extension exercise and compared a regular working set done at a rapid rate with a time under tension set and found that when performed to fatigue, the time under tension set produced greater increases in rates of muscle protein synthesis than the same movement performed rapidly. So you see, this style of training not only saves time working out, but it also makes the time that you put into your training pay off exponentially more. You actually don't even need to go to the gym to do this, to be completely honest. Because if you're anything like me, I'm a busy guy. I have a wife, a newborn, dogs, and work, so dedicating hours upon hours in the gym just doesn't work for me anymore. So instead, I've been training at home or training in a simple home gym just 20 to 30 minutes a few times per week with time under tension training. I don't even bother using heavy, boring equipment anymore. All right, last but not least, tip number 3. Follow a science-based plan, not a bro science plan. When you follow the basic fitness advice, you can get in better shape, but not the shape that you want to be in for the rest of your life. With traditional fitness plans, you find yourself eating 5 to 6 times per day, training 5 days out of the week, sometimes twice in the day, isolating individual body parts, and just growing stagnant with it. Doing that can cost a lot of time, effort, and unfortunately set you back in your progress. Using traditional bulking strategies didn't really put on good-looking mass for me. In fact, it made me downright uncomfortable. Looking like that made a big impact on me. In some ways it motivated me, but in a lot of ways it changed how I looked at myself, and I'm sure it changed how others looked at me at that time as well. The fitness industry is out to make money just like all the other businesses. The question is if you want to sacrifice your health for it in the meantime. None of that mainstream stuff worked really well for me, so I said enough was enough. So I spent countless hours researching, studying, compiling all the different and most effective ways to burn body fat and get in the best shape of my life. Intermittent fasting and time under tension training. Those were just 2 of the many important hacks to getting in the best shape of my life. Luckily for you, you don't have to spend a minute on the research side since I did it for you. In my other video that I just posted, I dissect the science behind weight loss and building lean muscle for achieving a six-pack, but also achieving the physique that any guy truly deserves that's working hard. There, I also go into the science of how to break a fast to achieve optimal weight loss, along with debunking some of the most common myths and misconceptions when it comes down to fasting in the first place. Just click on the link below or head on over to ScienceBasedSixPack.com. I'll see you there.